Taylor Frankie Paul, the woman whose entire brand was built on just one word: authenticity. ABC had already filmed an entire season of The Bachelorette with her. The premiere was in 4 days, and they even promoted it after the Oscars. And then they pulled it because of an old videos that resurfaced on the media that completely changed everything.
That's what I'm saying. I was trash.
And here's what nobody's really talking about. We all saw the signs, okay? Each single one of them. But we all collectively chose not to believe them because Taylor Frankie Paul was so good at making us not want to believe those rumors. Today's persona is one of the most fascinating and interesting one from a psychological perspective. We firstly needed to dive deeper into the persona that she built because, frankly speaking, it was simply genius. Taylor didn't just position herself as the perfect influencer. No, she was the messy one. She was the real one, the most authentic one. She was the only one who would admit to things that no one else would in front of a camera. Back in 2020, she co-created what became known as the Mom Talk, a collective of young, beautiful Mormon moms in Utah posting lifestyle content. They strengthened and giving the world a peek into a world that most people had never seen before, which is modern Mormonism. Women who are both faithful but fun, conservative but glamorous, and Taylor was the star. She was the one that the cameras couldn't leave alone. Then in 2022, she revealed that she and her husband had been soft swinging with other couples in the fan group. For a Mormon influencer community, it was a complete nuclear bomb.
The agreement was just like, as long as we were both there and we saw it and we knew it was okay. And the second it goes behind without each other, then you stepped out of the agreement.
Soft swinging, again, is when you just hook up, but you don't go all the way.
Taylor lost friends, she even lost her marriage, and many of you may think, okay, she even lost her audience. But that's the funniest part. She actually grew her audience. This is the point where psychology gets just so fascinating and just so in love with it. She grew her platform because her confession made her seem more human. This is the first psychological concept of the day, the pretzel effect. It's a well-documented phenomenon where people become more likable after meeting a flaw or making a mistake because they seem more human. And Taylor used this perfectly. I feel like she used it without even knowing what this thing was. So when the chaos of their personal life continued, the divorce, the new boyfriend, the public arguments, their audience didn't leave, but it grew more and more every single day. Fast forward to 2025, Taylor is now a cast member on Hulu's The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is a reality show built on the exact same drama her 2022 confession created. The show became Hulu's biggest unscripted debut of 2024. The show was not just a TikTok mom anymore, but she was a reality star. ABC made the call. Taylor Frankie Paul was going to be the next Bachelorette, season 22. The internet went wild. ABC's official press release described her as, and I am paraphrasing here, a woman of fearless openness who inspires others to embrace life's chaos and own their story. They promoted after the Oscars that they had a premiere date, March 22nd, 2026. And then TMZ published the video.
It's gonna get messy, for sure.
It was a video from 2023 of Taylor throwing metal chairs at her then ex-boyfriend Dakota with the daughter in the room. ABC had to pull the season the same day, and the tens of millions of dollars were completely gone. We don't personally know what happened between Dakota and Taylor, but we know something for sure. They were both abusive towards each other. Now, this is the part where things are gonna get a little bit more serious, so I want you to sit down. There is a concept in psychology called the parasocial relationship. It describes the one-sided emotional bonds we form with the media figures, celebrities, influencers, and reality stars. We feel like we know them, we feel loyal to them, and we feel hurt whenever they let us down. But that's the thing, they don't personally know us, and they never will. Taylor was a parasocial relationship machine, and she was so effective because she also used a very specific strategy: strategic vulnerability. Strategic vulnerability is when someone shares just enough pain and just enough mess to make you feel like you are seen behind the curtain. But everything is still curated, it's still a performance, whether we believe it or not. The difference between a genuine vulnerability and the strategic vulnerability is control. Because genuine vulnerable people don't choose which camera angle they break down is gonna be filmed from. Taylor has always controlled the whole narrative. Even when she confessed the swinging, she chose when, she chose how, and she also chose the platform. Until the TMZ video, because that was the only moment that she couldn't control her whole narrative. And that's the second psychology concept that I want you to understand. We are talking about cognitive dissonance. When we have invested emotionally in someone, when we have defended them, shared their content, and cry with them, our brain struggles to reconcile that with the new information. And it's genuinely uncomfortable. It feels like we personally did something wrong, even though we didn't. That's why so many of Taylor's fans are right now saying things like, oh, I need more context, or the Cuda was abusive as well. There's only one more concept, and it's the most important one: the authenticity halo. When we perceive someone as authentic, we extend them enormous trust and forgiveness more than they actually earn. We drop our critical thinking and we stop asking questions. And I really want you to think about this, because Taylor's brand was basically entirely built on the authenticity halo. I'm the messy one, I'm the real one, I'm not like other influencers, and we simply gave her all of our trust because we truly believed what she was saying. When I found out, my jaw literally dropped, because I was like, there's just no way this could be true. The 2023 incident, their shirt throwing, their arrest, the plea was not a secret, because it was on More Wives season 1. They literally filmed the body cam footage of her being arrested. So when ABC chose Taylor as the Bachelorette, they didn't discover this afterward, but they knew. And they made a business decision that her story was compelling enough, her following large enough to take the risk. Apparently, Reddit users were doing way more background checks on a contestant than the actual production team. Let that sink in. Here's what this tells us about the influencer economy more broadly. Authenticity has become a product, has become something that you can buy, that you can watch, that you can follow. The line between real and performed has become so blurred that even billion-dollar corporations can't really tell the difference anymore. Taylor has since announced that she's leaving the More chart. She posted on Easter Sunday that the last 40 days felt like a hell on earth. And I honestly believe that that's the only genuine thing here. I really believe that she is suffering at the moment. And I want to be careful here, because this video is not a hate train towards Dakota or Taylor. People are very complex. They may be abusive. They also may be living in abusive households. We don't really know. Therefore, I'm not her judge. I'm never going to judge people based on just what I see online. As a psychologist myself, I simply want to understand why we give certain people so much admiration and we put them on invisible pedestals, and what that actually costs us. Because every hour you spend watching Taylor's content was an hour you spent building a parasocial relationship with the persona that was at least partially constructed. Every time you defended her or felt proud of her or even saw her chaos and thought she's just like me, your brain was exactly doing what she, consciously or not, trained you to do. I'm not saying that she's evil. The whole system is evil. Whether you like it or not, this is how the influencer culture works. Authenticity is the most powerful marketing tool ever invented, and also the most dangerous one to believe in uncritically. There's one thing that I want to tell you, and is be aware of the people that you trust, especially online. You will never know someone's true intention. Again, as AI is taking over and is getting better and better every single day, sometimes my boyfriend will show me videos and I will literally ask him, is this AI? Are you sure that this is not AI? I want to share just this singular picture here. The first time that I saw it, I was like, she's a beautiful girl. And guys, that's AI. People are very evil. Whether you like it or want to believe it or not, I don't care. I'm just stating facts. Until next time, stay safe on the internet. Don't share any vulnerable information about yourself. I'm going to see you in the next one.